$2,435 a year. That is bill one of six that start when a veteran turns 65. My 82-year-old dad, Wallace, is a Vietnam-era veteran. He pays one of these six. He doesn't pay three of them at all. And there's one on this list that no veteran gets out of, not with VA healthcare, not at 100%. By the end of this video, you'll know which six start, which ones are actually yours, and which one is the trap, the Part B premium. In 2026, it's $202.90 a month. This one is yours. Multiply that by 12 and you get $2,434.80 a year. Call it $2,435. Now, the first thing nobody tells you, nobody in the United States is required to enroll in Medicare. Not you, not any veteran, not anyone at 100% permanent and total. Part B is optional. You can decline it, you can defer it. Whether it starts automatically comes down to one thing. If you've been drawing your Social Security benefit for 4 months or longer, Social Security enrolls you in Part A and Part B automatically. That $202.90 comes straight out of your monthly check. You would have to actively decline it. If you're not drawing Social Security yet, nothing is automatic. You enroll yourself and Medicare bills you directly every quarter until Social Security starts. And if you're still working past 65 with group health coverage through a large employer, that coverage is creditable for Part B. You can defer Part B while it's active and pick it up later through a special enrollment period with no penalties. So Bill 1 is optional. It might be automatic, it might be deferrable. What it is not is free to skip, and I'll show you exactly why when we get to Bill 4. Hold on to this one. I'm coming back to it because Part B is the one bill on this list where you have options most veterans never hear about. Bill 2, Part D, prescription drug coverage. At 65, you become eligible, and a Part D plan comes with its own monthly premium on top of Part B, not yours. The amount depends entirely on the plan and the county. Here's what almost nobody tells veterans. VA prescription drug coverage is creditable coverage. That's a specific term Medicare uses. It means your VA drug benefit is at least as good as a standard Part D plan. And if you have creditable coverage, you're allowed to skip Part D entirely. So bill number 2 starts for most Americans at 65. For a veteran using the VA pharmacy, it doesn't have to. One thing to understand, the VA and Part D do not coordinate. The VA pays at VA pharmacies. Part D pays at network pharmacies. They don't talk to each other and they don't combine. And using the VA pharmacy doesn't put your VA benefits at risk. Medicare is not allowed to change your VA health benefits in any way. I'm Chris Duncan, and I've been helping retirees with Medicare and retirement planning for nearly 20 years. Our organization focuses on veterans, and this is one of the most common mistakes we see. Because veterans hear the word creditable, they assume it covers everything. It doesn't, and bill number 4 is where that assumption gets expensive. Bill 3 is the Part D late enrollment penalty. If you go without drug coverage after you're first eligible and then sign up later, Medicare adds a permanent penalty to your Part D premium for every month you went without. Permanent for as long as you have Part D. But here's the payoff on Bill 2. Creditable coverage protects you from it. As long as you have VA drug coverage, that penalty doesn't accrue, not 1 month of it. Now listen carefully, because this is where veterans get hurt. Your VA drug coverage is creditable for Part D. It is not creditable for Part B. 2 different systems, 2 different rules, and that word only does its job on one of them. I'll get to Part B in a moment. Hold that thought. And if you ever lose your VA drug coverage, there's a limited window to pick up Part D without the penalty. Don't sit on it. 6 bills start at 65. Not all 6 are yours. Now the trap. This is the thought I asked you to hold. Bill 4 is the Part B late enrollment penalty. Your VA drug coverage is creditable for Part D. Your VA health care is not creditable for Part B. Your health care protects you from nothing on the Part B side, not at any rating, not at 100%. The Part B penalty is 10%. For every full 12 months you delayed past your enrollment window, it's permanent, it's for life, and it stacks on top of a premium that goes up almost every year. Skip Part B for 5 years, and that's a 50% penalty on $202.90. That's an extra $101.45 every month, over $1,200 a year for the rest of your life, and that's if the premium never goes up. The premium goes up almost every year. It's a double whammy. The premium goes up and the penalty goes up. Don't take my word for any of this. The VA's own website asks the question, if I already have VA healthcare benefits, should I still sign up for Medicare when I turn 65? Their answer, yes. We encourage you to sign up for Medicare as soon as you can. Think about that. The VA is telling every veteran to get Medicare, even 100% disabled veterans with full VA health care. And if you have TRICARE for life, the money is the smaller problem. You're required to have at least Medicare Part A and Part B to keep your TRICARE for life benefit. Skip Part B and TRICARE suspends. Nobody is required to enroll in Part B, but the penalty for enrolling late is permanent, and your VA health care will not shield you from it. That's Bill 4. That one's yours. Let me tell you what Bill 4 looks like when it's your father. Dad called me last year. I heard it in his voice before he said anything. Chris, they won't cover it. He needed a procedure. He'd gone to the VA. He'd done everything the way you're supposed to. And the VA came back and said the procedure wasn't medically necessary. Denied. 82 years old, Vietnam-era veteran. And the system he served said no. Here's the part that stayed with me. Dad wasn't angry. He's that generation. They don't get angry about paperwork. He just sounded finished. Like he'd spent whatever he had left on the phone tree and there wasn't any more. I asked him one question. I said, Dad, what about your other card? Because Dad has Medicare Advantage, also called Part C. He's had it for years and he'd almost forgotten it was there. His Part C plan covered the procedure, no arguments, no appeals, no waiting, and Dad's VA benefits didn't change. They can't. Medicare Advantage is not allowed to affect your VA health benefits in any way. He still uses the VA. He still gets good care there. He got that one procedure somewhere else because he had a second door. Dad says it better than I do. Chris, the VA is great, but it ain't perfect. That's Bill 4 in one sentence. Your VA healthcare is real and it's good. It is also not creditable for Part B, and it is not the only door. Bill 5 is IRMAA. That stands for the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. If your income crosses certain lines, Medicare adds a surcharge on top of your Part B premium. In 2026, the standard premium is $202.90. Above $109,000 for a single filer, it goes to $284.00. Above $137,000, it goes to $405.80. And it climbs from there to $689.90 at the top. Medicare uses a 2-year look back. Your income from 2024 determines your premium in 2026. One good year follows you. Here's the veteran piece. VA disability compensation is excluded from gross income under federal law. It's not on your tax return. It's not in your modified adjusted gross income. Medicare's formula does not see it. So a veteran collecting VA disability doesn't get pushed into an IRMAA bracket by that compensation. Something else might push you there. Your disability check won't. Bill 6 is the Part A premium. Most people never think about this one because most people never pay it. Part A is premium free if you have 40 quarters of Medicare covered employment, 10 years of work. You remember the FICA box on your pay stubs. Every paycheck, military service, civilian jobs, didn't matter. FICA came out. If you earned $50,000 a year on average over a 40-year career, you paid about $58,000 into Medicare through FICA. If you earned more, you paid more. Your military service counts towards those quarters. So Bill 6 starts at 65 for people who never put in the time. For most veterans, it's already bought and paid for. That's 3 of 6 you never pay. Now the one I told you to hold on to, $2,435 a year for Part B. That one's real and it starts at 65. On page 11 of the 2026 Medicare and You Handbook, it says about Medicare Part C plans. Some plans may have a $0 premium and may help pay all or part of your Part B premium. That's Medicare's own handbook. Part C is allowed to have a $0 premium, and options exist for your Part B premium. One thing you need to know, to be eligible for Part C, you must have Medicare Part A and Part B. You can't skip Part B and get Part C. Part A and Part B are the foundation. Part C plans are also allowed to be offered with prescription drug coverage or without it. Your VA drug coverage is creditable either way. That's a conversation for your specific situation, not a rule that applies to everybody. My dad's Part C plan costs $0 a month. Dad isn't receiving any low-income subsidies. And because of what page 11 describes, Dad gets $185 of his $202.90 Part B premium covered. Dad pays $17.90 a month for Part B, not $202.90, $17.90. The average veteran who goes through our process has $145 of their Part B premium covered. Some veterans have more covered, some have less. Dad's $185 is the highest available in his county. That doesn't mean $185 is available in your county. Not every county has a plan with this option. Some do, some don't. Yours might not. Benefits and costs vary by county and plan. The only way to know is to look it up for your specific county, and that is exactly what we do for every veteran. And Dad's VA benefits didn't change. They can't. Medicare Advantage is not allowed to affect your VA health benefits in any way. 3 veterans, same age, same Part B premium, 3 different outcomes. Veteran 1 heard he was covered by the VA and skipped Part B. 5 years later, he's paying a 50% penalty every month for the rest of his life, and his TRICARE for Life suspended the day he declined. Veteran 2 enrolled on time, pays the full $202.90, never heard of page 11, leaves money on the table every month. Veteran 3 enrolled on time, skipped Part D because his VA drug coverage is creditable, never accrued a penalty, looked up what was available in his county, and his VA benefits didn't change. Same age, same 6 bills. 3 completely different outcomes. Which veteran are you going to be? 6 bills start at 65, 3 of them you never pay, 1 of them you can't dodge, and 1 of them has options most veterans never hear about. If you're approaching 65, you have a 7-month window around your birthday to enroll without penalties. 3 months before your birthday month, 3 months after. Miss it and the penalty is permanent. There's no reset button. I wrote Medicare for Veterans, the complete field guide. You can read it free at freevetsbook.com or grab a copy on Amazon. If you're watching this on your television, take your phone out right now and point the camera at the code on your screen. It takes you straight to the book. You can read the whole thing free. Go ahead, I'll wait. You're seeing 2 videos on your screen. One breaks down exactly what that Part B penalty costs over a lifetime. The other shows you what the federal government already pays toward your Medicare. Both are worth your time. I'm Chris Duncan. We Speak Veteran.